The plane software scandal that cost hundreds of lives. 2 planes crashed. 346 people died. And at the center of it all was a software system most passengers had never heard of. This is the story of the Boeing 737 MAX. In the early 2000s, Boeing was under pressure. Its biggest rival, Airbus, had launched a more fuel-efficient aircraft, the A320neo. Airlines wanted planes that burned less fuel, and Boeing needed an answer fast. Instead of designing a completely new aircraft from scratch, Boeing upgraded one of the most successful planes in aviation history, the 737. But the new engines were larger. They had to be placed differently on the aircraft, and that changed how the plane handled in certain situations. To make the new 737 MAX feel more like older 737 models, Boeing added a software system called MCAS, the Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System. On paper, it was supposed to help the aircraft behave safely and predictably, but there was a dark problem hidden inside the design. MCAS could push the nose of the plane down, and in the original design, it could be triggered by data from just one angle of attack sensor, one sensor, on a passenger jet carrying hundreds of lives. If that sensor sent wrong information, MCAS could activate when it was not needed. And when it activated, it could force the aircraft's nose downward again and again. Many pilots were not fully aware of how powerful the system was. Some did not even know MCAS existed in the way it actually operated. That silence became deadly. On October 29, 2018, Lion Air Flight 610 crashed into the Java Sea. All 189 people on board were killed. The aircraft was a Boeing 737 MAX. Investigators later focused on faulty sensor data and MCAS repeatedly pushing the nose down. But the warning was not enough to stop the next disaster. Less than 5 months later, on March 10, 2019, Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 crashed shortly after takeoff. All 157 people on board died. Another Boeing 737 MAX, another aircraft fighting against a system the pilots could not overcome in time. After the second crash, the world finally reacted. Countries grounded the 737 MAX, airlines pulled the aircraft from service, and Boeing's newest jet became a symbol of corporate speed, regulatory failure, and broken trust. Investigations revealed a disturbing picture. Boeing had been racing to compete with Airbus. The company wanted to avoid expensive pilot retraining. The 737 MAX was marketed as a familiar aircraft, not a completely new one. But behind that promise was software that changed the way the plane behaved. In 2021, Boeing agreed to pay more than $2.5 billion to resolve a U.S. criminal charge connected to the 737 MAX case. But for the families of the victims, money could never answer the real question. Why was a system with so much power allowed to depend on so little information? The Boeing 737 MAX scandal was not just about one piece of software. It was about pressure,